What's up, my comic comrades? As you can clearly hear, I got a head cold. That's right, I got the cooties, the good old rhinovirus, which is just the most common strain for head cold. Anyway, it's been quite some time since we've done a Versus episode here on the channel, so today we're going to remedy that situation by putting Marvel's popular Synthezoid Vision up against DC's android, Red Tornado. Both are extremely powerful, so we thought it'd be fun to see which android comes out on top. And even though I haven't run down their stats yet, I have a good hunch on who's going to take this. But before we get to that, we also just recently announced right here on Variant that I've officially co-written a brand new comic book series called Astonishing Times, along with my co-writer Frank Barberry and artist Rory Coleman. It's a creator-owned book that will be released through COMIXOLOGY Originals and then collected into a physical trade paperback through Dark Horse Comics soon after that. Many of you watched the big announcement back on May 28th, but for any of you who didn't get a chance to see it, it featured full details on the book, including the epic teaser trailer for the series, which you could watch right here. It was a blast being able to participate in the creation of a completely new superhero universe with Frank, Rory, and the rest of the team. And we can't freaking wait for all of you to see it and be a part of it. As previously announced, Astonishing Times is available for pre-order right now. The link is in the description. But with all that said, let's see who would win in a battle, Vision or Red Tornado. Now, if you remember, we always start these Versus episodes off with giving a brief retelling of each character's origin to quickly familiarize everyone with where the characters came from. And since we've already done a history of Vision and most people are now familiar with him because of the MCU, let's knock his comic book origin out first. Vision first appeared in Avengers 57 in October of 1968 and was created by Roy Thomas and John Buscema. In the comics, Vision was created by Ultron to be used against his own creator Hank Pym, aka Ant-Man. He was named for being the Vision of perfection. The Avengers believe that Vision's body was created from that of the original Human Torch, the android Jim Hammond, which is a completely different Human Torch from the Fantastic Four's Johnny Storm. The patterns of Vision's synthetic brain were based on the then-deceased Wonder Man. The Avengers would later learn that when Lord Immortus harnessed the power of the Forever Crystal to split the original Human Torch into two separate entities, one body remained the original Human Torch, while Ultron used the other to create Vision. Once Vision was created, however, he almost immediately rebelled against his creator Ultron and joined the Avengers, much like we saw him do in Avengers Age of Ultron. And also like in Age of Ultron, Vision would become a distinguished member of the Earth's mightiest heroes, the Avengers. But we've done several videos on the channel about Vision, so if you want to know more about him, click one of these videos right here. So now let's move on to Red Tornado, who I'm assuming if you don't know him well from the comics, you at least remember him from the animated series Young Justice. Red Tornado first appeared as Red Tornado in Justice League of America 64 in August of 1968, which was a few months before Vision made his debut. Coincidence? I think not. It's widely known that Marvel and DC pull inspiration from one another. One company may do it more than the other, but that's neither here nor there. We love them both anyway. As for Red Tornado in the comics, he was created by the supervillain Tomorrow in order to infiltrate the JSA. However, it all started with two separate Tornado entities that originated from the planet Rann in the Earth 1 universe. You had the Tornado Champion, the good side, and the Tornado Tyrant, the evil side, essentially the head and tails of one coin. The best summary of the Red Tornado's origin is actually given to us in issue 3 of the Red Tornado miniseries. In it, Red Tornado recounts his origin saying, "I was once a whole being myself on the planet Rann. I was a creature of storm, of good, and evil in conflict. When my evil nature was dominant, I was the Tornado Tyrant. By countering Adam Strange in the Justice League of America, I learned that good was stronger than evil and became the Tornado Champion. With the Justice League's help, I vanquished my evil side and decided to become a true hero like them somehow. I came upon Tomorrow creating an android, a being of storm like myself. But it was to be a weapon, an empty shell, as lifeless as the steel it was made of. I merged with the shell, intending to use the form as my own. But something happened. My memories, my knowledge, my identity was destroyed. And in that moment, a new being was born, neither the robot shell nor myself, but a living, feeling creature. With the merger, the Red Tornado was born, and thus seemed to be a new life form who turned on Morrow to fight for the forces of good, eventually becoming a member of the Justice League himself. But now that you know where both characters came from, let's take a look at what's going to determine who wins this fight: their powers and abilities. Let's start with Vision. As we all know, in the MCU, the jewel on Vision's forehead is an Infinity Stone, but in the comics, it's a solar jewel that absorbs ambient solar energy to provide needed power for him to function. Because as we all know, he's an android, or more accurately, a synthezoid. He's also capable of discharging said solar energy in the form of optic beams. He can fire beams in infrared or microwave radiation. He can even discharge the same power through the solar jewel itself, which amplifies its destructive effects. Vision also possesses the ability to manipulate his density, which at its lowest allows him flight and a ghostly phasing intangibility. And at its heaviest provides him superhuman strength, immovability, and a diamond-hard near invulnerability. All of which we've seen him use in the MCU. Being an artificial life form, Vision possesses multiple superhuman senses, as well as superhuman stamina, reflexes, speed, agility, and strength. Vision was trained in unarmed combat by Captain America and is an expert in combat with the use of superhuman powers. Lastly, Vision is incredibly smart, possessing superhuman analytical capabilities, and has the ability to process information and make calculations with superhuman speed and accuracy. This, accompanied by his superpowers, make him extremely dangerous, as he can strategize and recalculate almost instantly, then use his powers to pull out the win. But now let's move on to Red Tornado. First and foremost, Red Tornado is an air elemental that lives inside of an android shell. That's right, he's an android airbender. Anyway, he can create powerful air currents, such as tornadoes, that can level skyscrapers and other large objects within seconds. He can also channel great wind forces through his arms and legs to produce bursts of cyclone force winds to allow him to fly at great speeds. He is also very strong and very durable. He can lift around 20 tons and can take a missile straight on unscathed. And because of how fast he moves, he's able to become invisible to the human eye. And since he's an android, it also gives him resistance to various mental attacks, such as Starro's mind control. Red Tornado is also incredibly smart, as he has a computerized brain that can process at a rate as fast as the best supercomputers on Earth. He has enhanced senses, meaning he could see and hear from incredibly far away. In short, his main power is his ability to control cyclone force winds and just wind in general. Just imagine if this dude got pissed and rained tornadoes all over the country. That would suck. But now that you know both Vision and Red Tornado's powers, it's time to tell you who we think would win. And the winner of this matchup, in our opinion, is Vision, hands down. The Red Tornado is extremely formidable and has gone up against the likes of the Justice League. But at the end of the day, the Vision is the far superior android, or Synthezoid rather. Plain and simple, if the two were in a fight, Vision's intangibility would allow him to dodge most of Red Tornado's attacks before ultimately he brought down the hammer with an energy beam from the solar gem on his forehead. Now, given there is scenarios in which Red Tornado could win this fight, as he could use tornadoes and his manipulation over cyclone force winds to catch Vision off guard, thus tearing Vision apart as air could get into the smallest of cracks. But there's more scenarios in which Vision would come out on top. Case in point, if Red Tornado doesn't stop Vision out the gate and Vision learned of Tornado's destructive winds, he could just change his mass and make himself incredibly heavy and immovable, and then probably use some sort of energy blast to take him out. Or just make himself incredibly dense and run into him, similar to what he did to Giant Man in Civil War. But there you have it, guys. Vision, our winner. But let us know what you think of our decision in the comment section, as these sort of things are always up for debate. And that's going to bring today's episode of Variant to a close. But if you like today's video, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like all of our content, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. It always helps us out. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.